Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're reading from Canto 3, Chapter 5, verse 49. Right? 49. So first of all, before we get started, I want to thank Anand Prabhu and all the devotees in this Mombasa temple, Nyali beach. I want to thank Maharaj for his kind presence and his blessings. And I want to thank Srila Prabhupada for inspiring this incredible International Society, for founding this International Society of Krishna Consciousness, and for all the different leaders and devotees who inspired to build this amazing temple. This is probably one of the most stunning, beautiful temples that are offered to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Jivakmi Dwarkadesh, Siddhartha Hanuman, Shri Gauranga. It's a real honor to be in your presence. Text number 49. Yavad valinte jaharam kale Yatha vayam channamadam yatra Yatho bhayesham tanime hi loka Balim haranto namadantyanoha Yavad valinte jaharam kale Yatha vayam channamadam yatra Yatho bhayesham tanime hi loka Balim haranton namadantyanoha Please recite. Yavad valinte jaharam kale Yatha vayam channamadam yatra Yatho bhayesham tanime hi loka Balim haranto namadantyanoha Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki. So this is the section where there's a conversation between Vidura and Maitreya Muni. And Maitreya Muni has just described the whole sequence of events of how the creation takes place from one element after the other. And then he's explaining to Vidura, this is how the demigods then prayed to the Lord. So this is the demigods addressing the unborn Supreme Lord. So they're saying, O unborn one, please enlighten us regarding the ways and means by which we can offer you all enjoyable grains and commodities, so that both we and other living entities in this world can maintain ourselves without disturbance and can easily accumulate the necessities of life both for you and for ourselves. Purport. Developed consciousness begins from the human form of life and further increases in the forms of the demigods living in the higher planets. So remember, this prayer is from the demigods. The earth is situated almost in the middle of the universe, and the human form of life is the via medium between the life of the demigods and that of the demons. The planetary systems above the earth are especially meant for the higher intellectuals called demigods. They are called demigods because although the standard of life is far more advanced in culture, enjoyment, luxury, beauty, education, and duration of life, they are always fully God conscious. Such demigods are always ready to render service to the Supreme Lord because they are perfectly aware of the fact that every living entity is constitutionally an eternal, subordinate servitor of the Lord. They also know that it is the Lord only who can maintain all living entities with all necessities of life. The Vedic hymns, Eka Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kama, Ta Enam Abruvan Ayatanam, Na Prajanihi Yasmin Pratishtha Annam Adame. Confirm this truth. In Bhagavad Gita also, the Lord is mentioned as Bhuta Brit, or the maintainer of all living creatures. The modern theory that starvation is due to an increase in population is not accepted by the demigods or the devotees of the Lord. The devotees or demigods are fully aware that the Lord can maintain any number of living entities, provided they are conscious of how to eat. If they want to eat like ordinary animals who have no God consciousness, then they must live in starvation, poverty, and want. Just like the jungle animals in the forest. The jungle animals are also maintained by the Lord with their respective foodstuffs. They are not advanced in God consciousness. Similarly, human beings are provided with food grains, vegetables, fruits, and milk by the grace of the Lord. But it is the duty of human beings to acknowledge the mercy of the Lord. As a matter of gratitude, they should feel obliged to the Lord for their supply of foodstuff. And they must first offer Him food in sacrifice and then partake of the remnants. In Bhagavad Gita 3.13, it is confirmed that one who takes foodstuff after a performance of sacrifice eats real food for proper maintenance of the body and soul. But one who cooks for himself and does not perform any sacrifice eats only lumps of sin in the shape of foodstuffs. Such sinful eating can never make one happy or free from scarcity. Famine is not due to an increase in population, as less intelligent economists think. When human society is grateful to the Lord for all His gifts, for the maintenance of the living entities, then there is certainly no scarcity or want in society. But when men are unaware of the intrinsic value of such gifts from the Lord, surely they are in want. A person who has no God consciousness may live in opulence for the time being due to his past virtuous acts. But if one forgets his relationship with the Lord, certainly he must await the stage of starvation by the law of powerful material nature. One cannot escape the vigilance of the powerful material nature unless he leads a God-conscious or devotional life. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnanajanashalakaya Chakshurmittam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master, who has opened my darkened eyes and filled my heart with transcendental knowledge. I further offer my obeisances to all of you assembled Vaishnavas, and seek your kind permission and blessing that I may recite Srimad Bhagavatam. So today this verse is a very powerful point being made. Very important point being made, a vital point of our attitude that we have to develop when we find ourselves in this world. We wake up in the world as a human being. As a baby, you look around, you're trying to make sense of the world. As we grow up, our parents teach us, this is your name, this is your school, I'm your mother, this is your father, and so on and so on. This is the food you have to eat, and you must eat nicely so you can become strong and fit, so you can live in this world. This is, all of us have this experience. Those of us who are fortunate will have the added experience of being taught. The mother will say, all this comes from God. Everything we eat comes from God. So before we eat, we must thank God. This is found in all advanced cultures in the world, around the world. Doesn't matter what religion. Before they eat something, they thank God. This is very natural. So in this particular verse, it is a prayer, but they are also requesting something specific to the Lord. These are demigods who are very advanced in knowledge. They're very sophisticated in their understanding of the world. Like Prabhupada says in the purport, a very high level of intellectualism is available in demigods. Human beings, we have limit to how much intellectual we can be, how deep we can think. Demigods are much more advanced than us. And these same demigods are praying to the Lord. What are they asking? Please enlighten us. Please make us understand. Understand what? The ways and means we can offer you all these nice grains. So demigods are asking, how can we make an offering to you? Because you have given all these foods, the grains, the commodities. What are commodities? Commodities are things we can use for our living. In the stock market, there is a whole sector called commodities. Commodities are things like sugar and wheat and maize and fruits. And you can buy and sell them, trade. These are commodities. But all commodities that we need for our life, they're supplied by the Lord. They're not supplied by the so-called suppliers. The so-called suppliers just happen to be there. Hey, this is mine, let me sell it. But the real supplier is Krishna. So the demigod was asking, my Lord, how can we offer these commodities? Because we know when we offer these commodities to you, then what happens? Both we and all other living entities in this world can maintain ourselves without disturbance. You see, it's a very beautiful and precise verse. They are saying we have these commodities, the grains, the food, the air we breathe, the light, everything we have to live nicely. We can just use it. But they know if they don't offer it to Krishna, their life will not be without disturbance. So he says, how can we offer it to you so that our life can go on without disturbance? How can we offer this to you, my Lord? So we can maintain ourselves without disturbance and can easily accumulate the necessity of life both for you and for ourselves. Balim haranto annam adanti anuha. It's not interesting. They're saying these necessities of life for you. Why would they say for you? Because this is not a necessity of life for Krishna. He says for us and for you. In this for you, there is an element of bhakti. When Mother Yashoda is feeding Krishna, here, come on Krishna, this is for you, eat it. Krishna does not need to eat anything. But Mother Yashoda is thinking, if I don't feed Krishna on time, he will starve, he will get sick, he will die. This is bhakti. This is love. So even here, even while the demigods are asking the Lord, how can we offer it to you to maintain ourselves? They're also saying, for you also, my Lord. So there's an element of sweetness even in this exchange, the prayer of love. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam, Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. That if you offer me a fruit, a leaf, water, flower, Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. He says, if you offer me love, Bhaktya, then I will accept it. He says the word Bhaktya twice in the same verse. So he's emphasizing. It's a short verse. Right? Tadaham. Tadaham bhakti upagatya. So again bhakti, twice. Tadaham bhakti upagatya. Asnami predatmana. I will accept it. So he says twice. So the element is not the commodity. The element he's looking for is bhakti. So even here, when the demigod is saying, my Lord, how can we offer it for you? The element is the love that goes with the offering. For you means Krishna is also taking something that he cannot produce. What is it that Krishna is taking that he cannot produce? It is that bhakti element. Because Krishna cannot produce bhakti from the soul. The soul has to make a choice. And when we make a choice to produce bhakti, Krishna can accept it and he enjoys it like anything. So, here, it's a very nice prayer. It is like when the father buys a box of candies, some sweets for the child. And the child is very happy, very excited. He's opening the box and he says, Father, first one you eat it, please. First one you eat it. How much the father's heart will melt. I gave the box, but he wants me to enjoy. So this loving exchange really, this just is offering. It doesn't belong to the child. Of course, now it belongs to the child, the father gave it to the child. But without the father, the child will not have it. So you can see, the child is so much filled with gratitude. Also, the child has love for the father intrinsically, naturally. So now this is an opportunity to exercise the love and have some more flow, loving exchange in the heart to heart. The food item is not even important at this point. It is the vehicle to transfer the love. It is like the paper, the piece of paper in which you write, I love you, my dear father. I love you. The paper is not important, it's the words. So the food is not important, it's the love, the joy that goes with it. I love you, my dear father, my dear mother. You have given us so much. So the demigods are also understanding this concept and they're asking the Lord. They're praying to the Lord, please let us understand, even though they're already doing it. Prabhupada quotes in the purport, says 3:13. Yagya shishta sanasanto muchyate sarvakil vishay. Right? Bhajate agam papa e pachanti atma karana. So he's saying that only foodstuffs that are offered in sacrifice to the Lord can be taken. Anybody who just cooks for himself selfishly, agam papa, he gets implicated in some very serious sins. Serious sins of stealing. Why? Because ye pachanti atma karana. Pachanti means to cook. Pakana. Pachanti can also mean digesting. Pachana. Pachanti. Anyway, whatever you cook or you just digest for yourself, atma karana means selfishly. So, the root problem in our material conditioning is what? Only one thing. Kama. And kama can be translated sometimes as lust, of course, but the root of it is selfishness. Selfishness is the root of kama. If we are selfishly wanting to enjoy something, that selfishness will prevent us from turning to Krishna. Our mati will never turn to Krishna. Ye pachanti atma karana. Prabhupada quotes that in the purport. Mati means our direction in life, our orientation, where we are headed. If I'm pointing toward Nyali beach and I walk, then I'll end up in Nyali because I'm pointed there. So if I'm pointed, my orientation of life is toward Krishna, and then everything I do is in that direction, all energy goes towards that, then I'll end up with Krishna. Wherever is your mati, that is your gati. Mati means your orientation, and gati means your final destination, where you end up. But if we are stuck with this selfishness, this ye pachanti atma karanat, this idea, that determined idea that I will find happiness by exploiting for myself. It's a determination that we have taken for many, many lifetimes. We are trying to undo that determination. But if we cannot undo that determination early on, then no matter what you try afterwards, if that part is not worked on, we can never take to Krishna consciousness. Our mati will not turn to Krishna. That's why when the sadhus come, they give the blessing, Krishna mati rastu. That is the biggest gift, the greatest boon, the highest blessing, Krishna mati rastu. Because if you are pointed in life to Krishna, if you are facing Krishna, you don't need anything else. But to face Krishna means you have given up already the determination to enjoy selfishly. Prahlad Maharaj at the age of 5, little boy, he explains to his father, he says, Matir na Krishne paratah swato va mithovi padyet grihavritanam adanta gobhi vishatam tamisram punah charvita charvananam. He says, Mati, if it's not toward Krishna, you can never make it toward Krishna. If we are addicted, adanta gobhi. Adanta means these very stubborn senses. If they are addicted to selfishly enjoy, then your mati cannot turn to Krishna. My dear father, it's not happening for you unless you change. You will not be happy. You will be thrown in the darkest regions of existence. Vishatam, Tamisram. Tamisram means the darkest regions of existence. And that Tamisram can exist right here in this world. You know, some people just have a dark existence in this life itself. They can have a lot of money, but a lot of depression, a lot of fear, a lot of insanity. They take drugs and things to try to come out of it, but it just gets darker and darker. This is Tamisram. And because the soul is always seeking some kind of relief, some kind of bliss, some kind of happiness, it will try to grab onto anything and just chew it, to squeeze some juice out of it. Even though it's self-destructive. That is called punah charvita charvananam. Again and again we are chewing the chewed. You know, we were driving towards, I think between Eldoret in that area, and then Kisumu, and we came across, I think from Nairobi to, anyway, one of those areas was very nice. There are just fields and fields of sugarcane farms, plantations. Very impressive, and you can see thick canes and produce so much sugar juice, you can imagine. But you take a piece of sugar cane, you chew it, it's very nice. You put it on the side, and tomorrow you take the same piece, you chew it again, not so nice. Little bit maybe remaining juice will come out. The third day, nothing. But we keep chewing it. Punah charvita charvananam. We keep chewing the same unfulfilling idea that I will find happiness from this human or this material selfish existence. We cannot. We cannot squeeze orange juice out of a stone that looks like an orange. You can have a rock, you can paint it as orange. I'm squeezing it now. You cannot. No juice will come out. Similarly, there is no happiness to be found on the material consciousness because we ourselves are not material. And the soul is spiritual. We will never be happy. We can only pretend to be happy. See? So here, one point that is very, very important that Srila Prabhupada makes, and he's quoting the Vedas, Vedic literatures, where he says, Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam, Eko Bahunam, yo vidadhati kaman. Why are we even in this material world then, if it's so, such a bad thing? Because Krishna is eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. He is that one supreme soul that fulfills the desires of all the small souls. So, philosophically, this verse contains everything that exists. It says, Nitya Nityanam. Among a group of many eternal beings, there is one that is special. Okay? Among Chetanas Chetananam, among the group of cognizant, aware entities, large group, there is one that is special. Chetanas Chetananam. Okay, what is it that makes that one soul so special? One thing. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. That one special big soul fulfills the desires of all the other souls. Now all those other souls have varieties of desires. Some of them are conducive for happiness and some of them are somewhat confused. Krishna fulfills all the desires, including the confused ones. Because that's a desire. The freedom, we have the freedom to be clear or we have the freedom to be confused. That is the meaning of freedom. And because he fulfills all those desires, he creates a world that is confusing. Because we asked for it. That is our desire, not Krishna's desire. So he says, Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. All varieties of desires, including the foolish, silly ones. But when we are foolish, we cannot be fully happy. So, this Bhagavatam, this movement, is to bring us that we come to the platform of being fully happy. Not just partially happy. We don't want to settle for partial happiness. There is happiness in the material world, but it's so small. It's like a drop of water when you need a bucket. You're so thirsty. So this world can only offer us a drop. It'll offer something is there. But it's not enough. That's why we feel dissatisfied. So here, the demigods are praying that all these things, the commodities we have, my Lord, please teach us how to appreciate them and offer them to you. Now, the main element of our approach to Krishna is given over here. The key word here that opens the access to Krishna is here. It's the final paragraph of the purport. He says, where the human society is grateful to the Lord for all his gifts, for the maintenance of the living entities, then there's certainly no scarcity or want in society. When we are grateful. Grateful is something anybody can be. Even if there's a person who is so poor that he has to resort to begging, and then someone gives him some food, that beggar will be grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you. When Krishna has given us so much and we express gratitude, a lot of things happen when we express gratitude. One, we acknowledge he exists. Second, we acknowledge that it came from him. Third, we acknowledge his power. And fourth, we start our journey towards developing love. Because see, love is very far gone. I can't just start loving. But grateful I can be right now, today. So today we can be grateful to Krishna. Thank you, my Lord, I chanted. Thank you, I can chant. I can see your darshan. I can bow down to you. And if we are grateful to Krishna for everything, that gratitude attitude will open the door for love. The feeling of love will come when we have taken every opportunity to be grateful. When we are grateful, there's no shortage of anything. Think about it. If you have like 5-6 children and you have a lot of money, you have a big millionaire and you have 5-6 children, 4 of them are very grateful to the father. Father, it's so nice you set us up so nicely, what can I do for you? And the other 4th one, he doesn't acknowledge the existence of the father. No, who are you? So the father won't feel like giving the other one so much. This one he'll give. If we are grateful to the Lord, the love will be much deeper. It will start developing. So when they're grateful, then there's no shortage. But when men are unaware of the intrinsic value of such gift from the Lord, then they will be in want. Then shortage will happen because we don't know the value. We don't value what Krishna has given us. We don't value the opportunities of the human form of life. So if we value it, we express gratitude to Krishna. How can we express it? We chant. When we chant, while chanting, we create a climate of gratitude in the heart. Before chanting, we pray to the Lord, my Lord, thank you. Then you chant. It makes a big difference. Then the gratitude fills the heart, and you can see it will fill your heart. Even tears might come out because the gratitude is there, you see. And that's very nice. So we cannot escape the laws of nature if we are selfish, if we cook for ourselves. We cannot escape it. But if we have gratitude, feel of gratitude, we are grateful, and we offer it to Krishna, Krishna also becomes grateful. Krishna is not this impersonal mountain. He is the most grateful. One of the whole bunch of 64 qualities of Krishna listed in the nectar of devotion. One of them is Kritagya. Kritagya means grateful. Krishna is grateful. He is grateful for anybody who chants his name. He says thank you. Krishna says thank you. He is Kritagya. Kritagya, Gya means he remembers his knowledge. He has knowledge. Knowledge of what? Krita, what you did for him. So what somebody did for you, if you remember it, that means you're grateful. You acknowledge it. So Kritagya. Kritagyata means gratitude. It's Krishna's quality. He has unlimited. So we can also. So what the demigods are teaching us here is Kritagyata. My Lord, please teach us to be grateful. Please teach us to know how to exercise and express this gratitude. Teach us how we can offer these things that you have given us. Offer it back to you with our love. And so the Lord is filled with happiness when He hears this kind of praise. And we can also pray, my Lord, please teach us how I can offer myself to you. I have access to certain commodities. I have a lifespan. I have health. I have so many things I can do. You gave me. Please, you teach me every day how I can serve you. And this way, you will be happy because I know you want some of my bhakti. And I will be happy because, well, I want you. I want to learn to love you. That's the only thing that makes us satisfied. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much. Thank you, Maharaj.
So this Brajvasis, they out of love, they think Krishna will die.
Yes.
So if means they are devotee, but not with Siddhanta.
Yes. Very good question. Very good comment. Brajavasis are convinced that Krishna is so delicate and so soft and so hungry. If he doesn't get fed, he will die. They rush to him to feed him. Even when Krishna lifts Govardhan, they are not convinced that Krishna is lifting Govardhan. They think Govardhan jumped out of ecstasy. So Govardhan mountain jumped. Krishna is just pretending to hold it up. And then the other Brajavasis are holding with sticks. They are the one doing the work. Krishna is not doing it. So even there, they don't accept Krishna is actually God, even though he's lifting so many things, killing big demons. So this is a special Yoga Maya that is even higher than Siddhanta. There is Siddhanta and then there is something higher. Siddhanta means to understand philosophically, I am the soul, I am not the body. Krishna is the Supreme Spirit. He provides us everything. He is very powerful. He does not need to eat anything. He doesn't have any veins. He doesn't blink his eyes. Nothing. This is Siddhanta. And then there is the Rasika exchange of love, which is very advanced beyond the Siddhanta, where you forget that He is the Supreme Lord, that everything comes from Him, you forget. And the love is so saturated with sweetness, madhurya, that you will do everything to feed Krishna, to take care of Him, to protect Krishna, even though He is the protector of everybody. It's a sweet exchange of love. You know? Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan are very paradoxical. Paradoxical means opposite to what you might think. This pastime you see over here, the Krishna is tied up like this. Isn't it? He is tied up like this, and yet he crawls with the ukhal, goes between the two Yamal Arjun trees, breaks them, he liberates them. They are bound up, he liberates them. But he himself is bound up. Even while he is bound up, he is liberating. How is that possible? This is the sweetness paradox of Krishna and Vrindavan. It is beyond a Siddhanta. He's trying to crawl across here, the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. He said, that same Hari, you say his name and you can cross across the whole ocean of material existence. He's wondering, how will I crawl across here? I don't know if I can do it. That same Hari, who is fear personified, is afraid of him. Swayam bhayam videti. And he is so scared of Mother Yashoda with the stick. His eyes are filled with fear. Not fear, terror. Atank. Rudantam muhur netra yugma mujantam karam bhoja yugmena sa atank netram. His eyes are terrified. He is genuinely afraid of Mother Yashoda. Sa atank netram. Not just fear, terror. It is real. So we can understand there is a difference between Tattva and Rasa. Two different platforms. In Tattva platform, Krishna, Vishnu, Rama, Narsimha, same. But in Rasa platform, Krishna in Vrindavan is different from Krishna in Dwarka. Different people. That's why it says Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. If he never leaves Vrindavan, then who is the one speaking in Kurukshetra to Arjuna? Was that somebody else? No, it's the same person. But from the point of view of Rasa, it's not the same Krishna. He's not playing the flute, he's not doing threefold bending, he's wearing shoes. In Vrindavan, he never wears shoes, even for a minute. Always barefoot, because he wants to be in touch with the dust of Vrindavan. He loves Vrindavan so much. When he leaves, then he wears shoes. So, there's a difference between Tattva and Rasa. So when we talk, we have to first clarify, are we talking Rasa or are we talking Tattva? Otherwise there'll be confusion. You try to put them together, they'll be like it's Siddhanta, but they don't have Siddhanta. This is Rasik, it's Tattvic.
But same time, if you say these gopis
yes.
are in highest in Madhurya Rasa, but when they say singing the Gopi Gita, all Tattva is there.
Yes. That is the sweetness of Gopi Gita. Yes.
Full of Tattva is there.
Yes.
So how?
It is possible. Yes. It is possible. It is, yes. The Gopi Gita is another paradox. How is it that they know all the Tattva, but the Tattva is encased in Madhurya?
Covered with the Madhurya.
It's covered in, even Tattva is there. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kaviridram kalmashapaham shravana mangalam shrimadavitam uvikrinanti ye bhuridajana. That is Tattva. That saying your katha is so great, and the person who distributes is the greatest person. That is Tattva. But it is, they know Tattva. They are the greatest teachers, but because it is so much saturated with Madhurya, that we can't tell whether it is Madhurya or is Tattva.
Sometimes they forget.
They forget. No, it is like rice. You eat plain rice with ghee, that is Tattva. But if you make sweet rice, it is so much sweet and so much milk and so much sugar, you can't tell this rice only. But rice is there. But it's covered with so much sweetness, it is no longer a rice dish. It is a dessert now. It is a sweet dish. But rice is there, it's the foundation of it. So Tattva cannot be separate from Rasa, it's always together. But in Vrindavan, no plain rice, only sweet rice. Even the 5 different rasas, Shanta, Sakhya, Vatsalya, all the different ones, Dasya, they're all there in Vrindavan. But all 5 rasas in Vrindavan have splash of Madhurya. All of them. Madhurya is there in Vrindavan in every level. You can't escape it because Madhurya is splashing around everywhere. So sweet water is everywhere. So the sweetness, there's a touch of romance in every flavor of loving exchange in Vrindavan. That is special to Vrindavan. That is Madhurya. So this is a very advanced point you're making. Thank you, Prabhu. It's a very rasika. It brings out a lot of flavor, a lot of love when we talk about it. Appreciate it. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki.